All right, welcome back to the morning show on this Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, Valentine's Day may be behind us, but it's never a bad time to show the ones that you love how much they really mean to you. This morning on the TMS Book Club, Lehong got to sit down with Sewela from the Book Circle Capital, who really gave us her selection of books about love.
All right, bugela buhle sakwamkela kolunye usuku lwe TMS Book Club. Namhlanje sise Book Circle Capital. Sihlezi nomphathi wendawo uSewela awusidumela.
Okay, Will.
Hey. Let's talk about this. I mean, this is our first sitting for the new year, right?
Yes.
And coincidentally, it's the month of love.
Yes.
There are so many people who want material content written by authors that they can go and reference in as far as their relationships go.
Yeah.
What do you tell those people? Where should they go to start looking?
There's plenty of content around, South African love and the rest of continent love, which on the social is called #Black Love.
Yes, Black Love.
There's plenty of it. So I've chosen a few that we can talk about. Most of it is fiction, but I mean, of course, as we know, fiction is born out of real stories. So they'll find some reference, they'll find some reflections, and maybe even ideas on how to keep the romance alive when they read some of this content.
I read this other book over the festive season, but it's coming to mind now.
Yeah.
In the book there, the character, and I feel like this is always the love story.
Yeah.
So these two people will meet, they'll fall in love, and for some or other reason they can't stay together. It never ends well. Do you have any of those themes in these books?
Yeah, it's there. Some do survive. You know how it is. There's gonna be something that will shake them.
Yeah.
And then love must triumph over evil.
Right.
Those kind of themes. Some they can't stay together because life is unpredictable and sometimes things go bad. So the stories vary. And then I chose a title that's more like non-fiction wise by Bell Hooks, All About Love, which is more like sobering and it's non-fiction. Well, she passed away a few years ago, but she's an English teacher. She's an activist. She writes about love. She highlights the differences between men and women and how we receive love. Men can be untrusting of love, always doubtful whether really does this person love me. Women are wired to just accept love, sometimes even when it doesn't serve them. She uses her own life experiences. She dated two guys where it didn't work, and when she reflects, she's seeing why it went wrong. She does bring the romance piece front and center, which I think everybody is looking for that. I mean, this month we're going to be all in our fields about love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Stay With Me is another one. I imagine this has to be, they saved the relationship in some way.
It's DJ and Akai. They're university sweethearts, They're power couple, they finished their school, they're professionals, they're living a good life, but they're living in Nigeria in a context where polygamy is accepted. But they decide that they're not gonna do that. They love each other, they know each other from way back, even though they get pressure from the family. And 4 years into the marriage, there's no child. Few minutes, there's a knock at the door, the family is bringing Mamngani without any consultation. And of course, Yedija's life is turned upside down. There's jealousy, there's stress, Now they have to fight to stay together. So it's definitely a read. And she writes beautifully.
Just from that premise alone, for me, that's already a must read.
Absolutely.
And I'm seeing other titles here.
Yes.
Locally, or where are we going?
Yeah, now we still stay in Nigeria, West Africa, with this author, Bolu Babalola. So the first one is Love and Color. So these are short stories. I think it's about 13 stories here, based on mythology, Greek mythology, those stories that we grew up listening to, but she remakes them to make them a little bit current and exciting for readers in this age. Some stories people find heartbreak. Some stories people have to choose between two suitors. So this one is a good one. And then this author came back again last year, 2022, and gave us this honey and spice. I mean, the title alone, it can make you whet your appetite to say what's coming. It's targeted more at a young reader. reader. They call it young adult reader.
Okay.
So the story of Kiki and Malachi is set in a university in England.
Sure.
Kiki is a radio anchor.
Okay.
And she has a show called Brown Sugar where she advises girls on campus on some topics. You know, she gives
But
that.
Ask a Man.
Yes, Ask a Man is more current actually. But she's very much like, I don't need a man, you know. Girls, watch out for players here on campus. And she names Malachi as one of the people that people should stay away from. But then there's an event on campus and she ends up kissing him. And then now, you know, there's drama because now both they need to save their reputation. Malachi, you know, you outed me as a player, but now you're kissing me. She's also now having to redeem it, and they decide to go into a fake relationship just to keep up their appearances, you know, because of course now they were seen to be kissing on campus. And yeah, without spoiling, it's a fun one. It's an easy to read because it's targeted at a younger reader.
Yeah.
So although it is a lot, I mean, it's 400 pages, but it's an exciting one.
It keeps you glued.
Keeps you
and
glued.
It's
Keeps
a page
you glued.
turner, né?
Yeah, so I've saved the best for last, the locals. Not that these ones are not the best, but local, always lekker, as we say in South Africa. So The Discovery of Love, short stories by Ntike Mohlele, who's an acclaimed South African novelist, written a few books which we have in the shop.
Sure.
So it's short and punchy. I mean, if you had time, you could finish it in one day.
Yeah.
He also writes very beautifully and just, you know, very practical stuff about love.
The Discovery of Love.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
We've got The Economics of Love and Happiness by Shavinaz Hassim.
Okay.
I think Romain is the main character.
Okay.
Falls in love with Ismail, who's a Senegalese journalist, but he's based in London. He comes here to investigate the story.
Oh.
But then he also has ulterior motive because his sister disappeared about 25 years ago, and he suspects that she's here because of human trafficking.
Oh.
So Romina is an artist. She draws, and through her art, she explores various topics in South Africa.
Sure.
But then she meets this guy, and then they go on this quest to uncover this underworld of human trafficking.
I get why he would even title it The Economics of Love, because the going rate at the moment, we did a story on this when they talk about human trafficking for a 15-year-old young African girl, it's $20,000 US.
Oh my goodness.
So as she grows older, the price increases, and depending on where she lands within the hierarchy of sex work, you know, the price either goes up or drops. It's a horrible black market world that you wouldn't want anyone you know to find themselves in.
Yeah. And Ismail finds himself there and thinking about that for his sister because she just disappeared.
Sure.
Last on the list is In the Midst of It All by Thabile Shange. It's local also. This book was released last year.
Yeah.
There's Nandi and Femi.
Okay.
Nandi, she's training to be a journalist actually in her final year.
Okay.
She's doing an assignment where she has to investigate the impact of xenophobic attack on businesses by foreigners. And she emails a whole lot of people, no one responds because, you know, they don't want to be outed. But Femi, who owns like a mechanic workshop, responds. And of course they meet. When they meet is love at first sight, you know. At first, of course, the chase must happen, you know, in romance. He must try to lure her. Now their love, you know, is tested. And Femi also has secrets. So without spoilers, they each have to fight to protect their love based on their baggage. But yeah, In the Midst of It All by Thabile Shange.
That is a must read.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like a page turner.
It is.
Thank you so much for your time again this morning, Sewela. Always a pleasure chatting to you.
Thank you.
Sewela Langeni runs eBook Circle Capital, which is the home of the TMS Book Club here on E. Hlalana.